Hi, I'm Sunny, and this is my podcast, Creator, Created, Creating. Short and sweet mindset shifts for intentional life creation. Hello. So I want to share a money mindset play, some money mindset play that I have been playing with lately. And I just want to reiterate that I don't know if I've ever actually said it this way. I probably have. But I want to also reiterate that I approach all money mindset as play. Not as work. I think I used to approach it more as work, and I'm learning that that doesn't work for me very well. What works for me better is to approach it as play. I've always done that, and then when I started to teach it, I started to approach it as work. But prior to that, I had always approached it as play. Like, let me play with this idea. Let me play with how this feels. Let me let myself play. That is the spirit of play, after all. The spirit of play is like, I wonder what will happen when I do this. And then what happens when you're playing is surprise and delight happens. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Any number of things can happen. But you're approaching it from this space of, I wonder what can happen. And you're not that attached. So you're playing with it. You're saying, I wonder. Let me have a look at this. Sorry, we're at a campground and a gator just drove by. So I just wanted to share this one that I've been playing with. And that I once again suggest that if you've been approaching money mindset more as work, that you start to approach it more as play, in the spirit of play. And I find that my results are much more powerful when I approach it as play. And from like, I wonder, let's see what happens when I lean into this belief. Let's see what happens when I view through this lens instead of this lens. It's kind of like you have a color changing lens, like headset, those things where you can like click and then it switches the lens and you see a different view. So like, I wonder what will happen if I see through this view. So anyway, some backstory on this particular belief that I've been playing with is I was listening to somebody explain to me how they had been unexpectedly upgraded and like given this massively abundant kind of windfall of a gift for absolutely free and clear. So they had gone to this hotel and they got upgraded to like the best room, and then they had, I think it was, and then all of their meals were comped and like all this stuff. And so even like, so they kept getting $0 bills, and this was thrilling them. So they would get the bill that they had to sign for at the hotel or whatever, but it was $0. And this person was absolutely thrilled with this, just so thrilled. Of course, right? And I just couldn't, as I was listening, I was so happy for this person. And I was also thinking to myself about how can, like, I was just thinking how beautiful of this feeling, like that feeling is, because sorry, I'm tripping over my words here, but because what I'm trying to say is what I was feeling and thinking in that moment was like, I want to be able to feel that when I pay. Like I desire to feel that feeling of I have just received something free and clear when I pay. Like I want to not need for something to be totally paid for me to feel the feeling that it's totally paid for. Do you know what I mean? So that made me investigate, okay, so what is the essence? What is the essence of that feeling when you get a $0 bill, or when somebody gives you money free and clear, or when somebody takes care of something for you free and clear? The essence of that is, I don't owe anything. The essence of that is, I didn't have to earn this. Oh my God, right? The essence of that is, I didn't have to perform for this. I didn't have to do something for this. I was just given something, and it's not going to, and the other thing that people feel when they get like a $0 bill is, it's not going to hurt me. There's going to be no consequence. I'm not going to lose anything. I'm not going to be chipped away at, or basically lose something. I'm not going to lose anything. Nothing's going to be counted against me. I'm not liable. I don't owe. So it's this lack of a feeling of owing. It's a lack of a feeling of you have to earn it. It's a feeling of just receiving free and clear. And like, you are totally supported, and you are not going to be like hurt by this. So then I was like, okay, so how can I create that experience even when I'm the one paying for things? What would that require of me? And then I looked at that, and then I saw that what that would require of me to feel that, even as I am paying the bill and signing for the bill, is it would require me to not feel like I'm earning it. It would require me to feel like I am receiving that full abundance free and clear. So not that I'm spending in that moment, but that I'm actually receiving. So what it would take is for me to feel that I am receiving that amount of money rather than paying that amount of money. And like, for some people that might be like, just get real, okay? But for me, sorry, no, I want to play with it. And how I want to play with it is, so what would that take? Like, what would that really take for me to be able to feel when I sign for a bill that I have just received that amount of money free and clear? And what I saw blew my mind. And what I saw was that I would need to actually freaking acknowledge that I have and am receiving that money in that moment free and clear. Meaning that money is there for me to sign. And I received that money free and clear. Like, I didn't make that money appear. Now, a lot of people will say, yes, you did. You worked and you did this and that. But I didn't make that source of the money appear. They came to me. Like, so many things had to line up. So many things had to happen for that money to come to me that I did not have control over. All I did was envision a portal for that. And then those ingredients lined up in the form of jobs, customers, clients, whatever it is. But I would have to really, so what I just realized is that I would have to actually receive and be grateful for the money that is literally appearing to me in that moment to spend. It is like I'm receiving, I would have to be in touch with it like I'm receiving it for the very first time. And I am! Because what happens with me, and I'm sure what happens with many of you, is we kind of have learned to keep our eyes a little bit shut to money. A little bit shut and a little bit off it because we don't want to think about it, because it comes with a lot of stress and a lot of fear and a lot of worries and a lot of hard feelings and a lot of guilt and a lot of shame and it comes with so much hard stuff. And so we keep our eyes kind of shut to it. And even when we receive a lot of money, we don't want to even open our eyes to that because it could just go away. It could all go away. So don't even kind of look at it. Hardly. We look at it, but just like, you know what I'm saying? You don't really take it in that you have received this. And so I would have to really get in touch with that in that moment when I'm paying that bill, that I have received this money. Free and clear, meaning it's free for me to spend it this way on this bill right now. Look at that. Wow. Like really, wow. But to take that in, and the reason why we don't take that in is because it's a little scary. Because if I take it in, what if it goes away? What if it all goes away? What if it ends up hurting me? And that same thing happens when we receive a gift from someone else, an unexpected upgrade or an unexpected whatever. Yes, we receive it. But as soon as we allow ourselves to receive something like that, it's like, what if that stops happening? What if that goes away? What if that never happens again? Like, that's always going to be there, but we can't let that fear stop us from receiving it. So I'm not going to let that fear stop me from receiving my own money in the moments that I spend it. And this has given me a totally different relationship with spending. And by the way, I know that a lot of minds might be saying, hey, that could be really dangerous. You could just start spending willy-nilly like you're receiving free and clear. Now, that has not been my experience. That has not been my experience at all. My experience has been one of more full appreciation of what is there, which has only expanded what is there. So I don't believe that that's the case. And also, in the spirit of play, we still mind logistics. In the spirit of play, we don't actually jump off cliffs. We just pretend to, right? We're touching into a feeling when we play. So if like a little kid's playing like they're going to fly, they don't actually try and fly off the cliff. They pretend like they're flying off the cliff and they let themselves play with that. So same deal with like spending money in a way that would harm you. We still keep our eye like, am I on a cliff? No, I'm not on a cliff. I'm okay. Okay. I'm going to play with this. I'm going to let myself play with this. So that's how you can, play with this if you want to. If you're up for that play, I would suggest playing with that and feeling into when you spend money that you've just received that amount of money full and clear, free and clear, full and clear and free and clear. And like really using that moment as a portal for gratitude for the abundance that has come through to you in that moment. And for me, that's really different than just like being grateful for what I have. It feels really different to me because it feels more like I'm tapping the flow. Like this came from here now, but it's come from a lot of different places. And I'm never controlling where that comes from because I can't decide who comes and when and what jobs I have and when those jobs last and when they don't and when those customers and clients and people who follow my work and stuff, where they come from. I have no idea. And how long they won't be there? No idea. I can't control any of that. So that has been a gift. And all I've ever done for it is just define my vision, open the portal for that, open a believable portal for that vision to maybe come into fruition by taking some small actions that seem like they're in that general direction and continuing to stay open until those things came through. But what that does is that frees me up from saying, I did that. I just created the opening. If I say I did that, then it's too much responsibility. It kills all the spontaneity. It kills the playfulness. It kills the delight. It kills it. Like I take responsibility for opening the portal. I take responsibility for taking actions that move me in that direction, that feel like the essence of what I'm trying to create. I do those types of things. And then I let go and I trust. And it feels like a partnership in that way. And that way I do feel like I'm receiving all the time. I'm constantly receiving. I'm receiving the essence of my creation. And sometimes it comes in different ways than I expected. That's why I just create the portal. Like I did that. Yes, I did that. That's the part I did. I did that. I created the vision. I created the believable portal where I thought something like that could come through. And usually something different than what I expected comes through, to be honest. And sometimes it's the same. Sometimes it's what I expected. And sometimes it's different. And sometimes it's better. A lot of times it ends up being even better than what I expected. When I look back, I'm like, oh, that was even better than what I had planned. But I usually never see that until retrospect. But anyways, so that's what I'm receiving. I'm receiving the essence of my creation, but I didn't do it, which allows me to feel the magic, which allows me to feel the awe and delight of that in the same way that that person feels when they look at their $0 bill. Oh my gosh, what a gift. Like you can't feel that if you're just like, this is all on my shoulders and I have to do it. Yes, you have your part, but you also are assisted. And you can take full responsibility for your creation while allowing your co-creative dance with the divine, which is your very self, but also is so much more than your conscious mind is aware of, to take a bigger role in that so that you can experience that delight and magic and that abundance and that windfall feeling of receiving something that you have created and yet have not. Like, how cool is that? You have and you haven't. You have and you haven't. It's happening at the same time. And that's just such a beautiful metaphor for all of life and all of our experience of life. It's like that paradox, that magic. I know it doesn't always feel magical, but I hope that you will tap into some of that magic by playing with this and let me know how it goes. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for joining me today. And if you'd like to find out more about me and my work, you can find me at sunnychapman.com.